All right. We are live. We're live, baby. Hey, everyone. It's John Nemo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Super excited to talk LinkedIn with you today. A couple quick things. This is my first time using StreamYard. So let me know in the comments. You should be watching this on LinkedIn. Let me know in the comments where you're from, what type of work you do, and also bonus your favorite football team. And the correct answer is the Minnesota Vikings. Ooh! I am so excited for this presentation. Now, I can't see on the software how many people are watching. I know over 200 signed up. So let me know. Say hello in the comments. You should be able to do that on LinkedIn, and then I should see them, hopefully. And again, tell me where you're logging in from, what type of work you do, and then favorite football team if you have one, because Victor the Viking, this is our year. I'm very, very excited about the Vikings this year. So today's presentation, I'm really going to walk through. I have props. Hold on. Let me get my visual props here. I'm really going to walk through some of the biggest lessons that I've learned. And here's a gratuitous flyby that I've put in this book, LinkedIn Riches, that I've used with our clients and really understanding, what it takes to generate leads on LinkedIn. Chicago Bears. Here we go. It just says LinkedIn user, so I can't see who you are, but it says Chicago Bears. All right. And let me see if I can put the comment up. Go Bears. Bear down. All right. I love it. What's your name, LinkedIn user? Lone Tree, Colorado. Have a day that matters. What type of work do you do? All right. We got Audra from Jersey, New York Giants. Hey, you know what? They looked okay. The Vikings pounded them in week 1. What type of work do you do, Audra? Tell us. Get in the comments. Jeff, Seattle, cybersecurity. Seahawks. Yeah, they've been good, haven't they, Jeff? I love it. All right. Good to see you. Oh, Royce is here. Been a minute, Royce. How you been? Live in Phoenix. Give me a temperature update. I'm coming in January. It should be nice and cool. All right. Oh, Peggy's here. Love your book, LinkedIn Riches. Thank you. Plano, Texas. Can you guys see the comments? I'm putting them up on the screen, hopefully. Cowboys. Executive coach. Love it. They suck this year already. That's so awesome. All right. Who else we got? Robert. Florida, click2.ai. Oh, okay. Interesting. LinkedIn lead generation. Oh, we got franchise brokers coming in. I love it. Jeff. All right. Denver Broncos, question mark. Tell you what, I'm not a fan of Sean Payton. Worst coach ever. I have personal vendetta for my Vikings history. I love it. All right. We got Ignacio Durant. This is cool. I like this feature. San Antonio, go Spurs. Got a couple nice NBA titles. Love it. All right, who else we got? Boy, now it's coming in. Robert is coming in, Tucson, Arizona. Good to see you, my friend. All right. Rick is in here. Go Steelers. Jeff says it's 100 degrees in Phoenix. That's, but it's a dry heat. Now, I lived out there for 2 years, 97 to 99. I moved from Minneapolis, Minnesota to Phoenix. The first summer in Phoenix about ended me. It about ended me, Jeff. The heat, my God, it was like walking into a blast furnace. It was the Minnesota winter just reversed. It was insane. But I love it. All right. So Royce has a nice 95. Okay. Love your book to show your extension. All right. Got it. We got Reno, Nevada checking in. Michael, copywriter, 49ers fan. Outstanding. Oh, Stan the Cartoon Man. I remember you from Noon with Nemo. It's good to see you, my friend. All right. Oh, we got international. I love it. Manuel from Mexico City. Fantastic. Look at this. We got Dubai. What's up, Ven? This is so cool. All right. Audra got back to me. Sales consulting. Got it. Payroll, HR. Love it, love it, love it. Tim Teen from New Jersey, but we can't talk about the Giants. Hey, you're only locked into you get Daniel Jones for like another 6 or 7 years. You're welcome. It's all because of the Vikings. The Giants, Daniel Jones played out of his mind, and you guys beat us in a playoff game a couple years ago. Kirk Cousins, as he always does, choked and threw short of the chains on 4th down. We lost to the Giants. All your guys got paid, and you're stuck with them now. So anyway, I love it. So again, for those of you that are just logging in, if you haven't figured it out already, I'm John Nemo. I want to hear from you. I can't see everyone's name and face. So in the comments, let me know where you're logging in from and what type of work you do. If you have a favorite football team, let me know. Minnesota Vikings is the proper answer. In fact, I think I can put a little banner up. But yeah, we've got a lot of people coming in. All right, Dinesh is here from Canada. Hey, very cool. Yeah, and I saw your type form, Dinesh. I think we're working on time to talk live. Look at this. We got an Aussie. Sunshine Coast, Australia. Philip, what time is it there? It's got to be like 5 in the morning or something. Welcome. What type of work do you do, Philip? Let us know in the comments. All right. Oh, we got Amy from the Bengals. Welcome to the jungle, baby. I'm old enough to get the reference when they used to call Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati the jungle. Yes, the concrete jungle. Boomer Esiason, 1989-ish. You guys went to the Super Bowl. You lost to Joe Montana. He said, there's John Candy in the stands, Super Bowl. Yes, I love it. Oh, Brazil. Welcome, Vin. So glad you made it. Audra, this is the comment so far of the day. Yes, you need a new quarterback. God, I'm just going to do this the whole time. All right, Manuel, it's your attorney. Where are you from, Manuel, if you already told us? This is a good question Graham has. Why has their algorithm changed? I will answer that, but I want to get into the presentation first. Look at Bruce. Bruce, Chicago Bears, I tell you what, my favorite thing about the Chicago Bears, Bruce, is you guys are you're all still riding the coattails of the 85 Bears. And I'm here for it. Guys still dressed like Mike Ditka. It's the best. You look like you screwed up again at quarterback. Congratulations with Caleb Williams. All right, so we've got Clarissa's here. Dallas copywriter. Love it. Regina, Saskatchewan. Love it. We got the Canadians. All right. Love it, love it, love it. All right, BizDev, new client acquisition. Fantastic. Go Niners. All right, Perry, CPA. Welcome, welcome. Montreal checking in. Stefan probably. Franchise consultant. I love franchise consultants. All right. We got Bakersfield, California. Employee health insurance. Fantastic. Bruce. Bears fan Bruce. Good stuff. Audra's LOLing. Fantastic. Mexico City. All right. I love it. We got Bangalore. Are you kidding me? We're global, baby. We can't be stopped. God bless the internet. I love it. All right. We got a LinkedIn user, Tampa, go Bucks. We can't see. Depending on how your LinkedIn account is set up, if you have like privacy things, it won't show your name and face, but feel free to share. All right. So again, my name is John Nemo. I'm so excited that you're here. Again, I'm going to be talking a lot today about how to leverage LinkedIn to generate leads, to get business, to make sales without having to be spammy and salesy and all those things. So the way that today's process is going to go is it's going to be some of me on live talking, answering questions, riffing with you back and forth. And then also I've got some presentations I want to share, some pre-done video where I'm going to show you things on screen. So if you don't already, make sure you have a pen and paper handy or note-taking app opened. So we're going to cover ground fast. Okay. All right. So again, we've got more people popping in. Seattle, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Oh, Brendan, Vegas, love it. That Bangalore guy is my friend. Wow, small world. I'm a man of the people, Ven. I'm a man of the people, bringing you all together here on LinkedIn Live. All right, so without further ado, I want to jump in. I want to start the first part of the presentation. And again, I'm going to hop off camera for a minute. I'm going to show you a bunch of things. Keep commenting, keep sharing things. And then I can definitely pop back in live and answer questions. But again, I want to pop in this first part. I'm just going to give you a little bit of my story, how I kind of went from, LinkedIn newbie to getting a 7-figure business. And more importantly, how you can start looking at LinkedIn differently using your profile in particular. So let's dive in. Here we go. If you're not familiar with me, if you're not familiar with my story, I didn't wake up one day and say, I want to be a LinkedIn lead generation guy, and I'm going to get featured in Inc. magazine and the New York Times and on LinkedIn's blog, talking all about LinkedIn lead generation, right? That's where I am today. That's where I've ended up. In fact, even the robots love me. Even AI, if you put in, or at least recently somebody shared this as a screenshot, who are the best lead generation experts to talk to about LinkedIn lead gen? ChatGPT actually put me #1 on their list. So there you go. I got that going for me. The AI loves me. And where that's led to now today is having a full-scale, done-for-you LinkedIn lead generation agency. Yes, I have incredible fashion sense. That's just a side benefit of working with us, is my Zubaz pants. But I've rewritten LinkedIn profiles for a lot of big-name people. Bob Berg and John Lee Dumas and lots of other people have a whole full-service agency. We have a lot of fun. And the core thing that you want to know is we've helped countless, small business owners and consultants and others, get incredible results from LinkedIn, making 5 and 6-figure sales. So there's a lot behind the tips that I'm going to teach you today, what I've learned, how it all works. And I really want to start with my own story, where this all came from, because it's going to show you how to use LinkedIn. The whole thing started, it's a crazy story, back in 2012. And at that point, like a lot of people, I was working a safe 6-figure day job. I didn't have to do anything different. I could kind of, put my career on cruise control. But I really had this hunger. Every single day when I would come home from work, and I actually have a picture of it because it so resonates. My 3 boys would run to the front door. They were really young at the time, all under the age of 10. And they would yell, "Daddy's home." And, here they are mobbing me at the door. And it was killing me being at this corporate job, commuting across town, all that. And then I felt like it was missing my kid's childhood. And so I really decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a shot at this. I want to build work around my life instead of the other way around. So what I did was I quit a safe 6-figure day job. I had enough money for 30 days. I had a whole 1 client. And again, this is back in 2012. So I quit my job. I have enough money for 30 days and 1 client. We also had no savings. In fact, we probably had about 20 or 30 grand in credit card debt. But I said, forget it. I'm going to try it, right? That's just my personality, not the recommended blueprint if you want to go into business on your own. But it's what I did, right? And so I also told myself, at that point in my career, I can always go get another day job. I want to take my shot. And so I opened Nemo Media Group. I had a very exciting first office, very high end. Hopefully you can see an image of it right now, but it was my laptop on top of an empty Super Pretzel box. That was the office, the first office for Nemo Media Group. It was just me in a corner bedroom. And what I realized when I did this back in 2012 was there was an opportunity with LinkedIn that I didn't see other people utilizing. And I really wanted to take advantage of this, and that's what I did. And using the approaches I'm going to show you in this video and in this presentation, I was able, in those first 90 days back in 2012, by myself, sitting in a corner bedroom, with the soft pretzel box in my laptop, I was able to generate $135,000 in new business, new clients from just random people on LinkedIn. So I was able to replace my day job, and I was able to start building a business, and I never looked back. And so I really want to walk through how this works and what the first key step was. And what I realized back then, and what is still true today, is your LinkedIn profile is where everything starts. If you don't have a really well done LinkedIn profile, you're kind of dead in the water. It's like, inviting people to a party at your house, and your house is under construction or dilapidated, or it's missing the door, right? And people are scared to go inside because something might fall on their head. So you've got to have a really good LinkedIn profile. And the big eye opener for me, the big change that I made was turning my LinkedIn profile away from being a resume, which is still what you see so many LinkedIn profiles today. They are like an online resume. You talk in the third person, you lead with your job title, you lead with descriptions of everything you do all day, every day. And of course, the only problem with that is no one cares. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about me. They only care about themselves, morning, noon, and after supper. That is a quote directly from Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I literally built my entire business off that quote, that nobody cares about you, nobody cares about me, they only care about themselves. And so with every aspect of my business, I've always tried to figure out, how do I implement that? How do I apply that? When it came to my LinkedIn profile, I quickly realized, man, my LinkedIn profile reads like a resume. It's just all about me and the different jobs I've worked. And again, the only problem is if I want to use LinkedIn for business and to get clients, I got to make it all about them and what I can do for them and the key problems I can solve. So I really started here. I started with understanding the one client I had at the time was a debt collector. And so I'm pulling up the part of my profile. I had worked for a couple of years for a debt collection trade association, doing public relations and social media and video and all kinds of stuff. And in those couple of years, I really learned a ton about the industry. And I talked to debt collectors all day, every day. And I realized, oh, okay, I now have an education in this industry. There's no learning curve. I know how it works. I know what the pain points are of a debt collection agency owner in terms of sales and lead generation and marketing and websites. because I would talk to them all day, every day. And so, again, when I started my own business, I only had the one client who owned a debt collection agency. He had met me through this trade association and was like, when you go on your own, I'm going to be your first client. And sure enough, he was. So what I did with my LinkedIn profile, and this is the first really key thing you want to do, is really repurposing each part of it to appeal to a target audience. One simple place to do that, let me show you, is with your LinkedIn headline. So what you do is, most people, again, their LinkedIn headline is going to say something like, CEO, Nemo Media Group, or whatever. Or some people will try to be really clever with their LinkedIn headline and say lead generation ninja, or they'll try to write like a couple of long sentences, filled with hyperbole and, industry jargon and things like that. And what I have really found, doing this over the last 12 years, is that you want to have a LinkedIn headline that basically does two simple things. Part one is you talk about the service you provide in your LinkedIn headline. And the second part is you say who it's for. So service I provide, and then the target audience I serve. So if you look at my LinkedIn headline right now, it's super simple. I provide this service, done for you LinkedIn lead generation. That is the service I provide. Who do I provide it for? Small business owners and consultants. So that was the first key step, was a simple thing of changing my LinkedIn profile headline. And that's something you can do right now while we're talking. Again, just use that simple formula, the service I provide plus the target audiences that I serve. All right, I'm back live. Sorry, I was just typing. I want you to share that in the comments. So again, I got tons more I'm going to be sharing here, but I want to start here. This is a very simple, kind of quick exercise that'll really help you clarify your LinkedIn profile. So in the comments, type in, and I'll showcase them here, the best ones, what your LinkedIn headline should be. The service you provide plus the target audience. So it could be like, sales consultant for small businesses or something like that. So put them in. This is test time. I want to see what you guys come up with, because you think about the power of your LinkedIn headline that literally follows you all over the platform. And if you don't have this right, you're kind of dead in the water. People aren't going to accept your invite to connect. They aren't going to read your comments. They aren't going to look at your messages, right? So, and Suzanne has a good question. She said, what if you do more than one thing? So you can put multiple services in there. You can say like, small business coaching plus consulting, for whatever, like put in a couple services if you need to, for sure. Right. So, all right. So Philip, I'm going to make you my first guinea pig. So again, this is a good intro sentence, but what I want your headline to say to my favorite Sunshine Coast Aussie is, let's see, okay, that's a mouthful. Wow. That's some serious jargon, my friend. Okay. Hold on. We got this. Explain to me, like, in a couple words, what asset drive business improvement, like, I don't know what that means. Like, in plain English, what does that mean? And see, this is kind of the idiot test, and I'm an idiot. So I freely admit, like, I don't understand what you actually do. Like, that's too much business jargon. Like, give me a simple translation of, like, I help people in debt related, like, and maybe I'm not understanding, but okay, come back to me, Philip. All right. Copywriter, that's Michael, that's very close. Yep. Copywriter, and then you could do / web content strategist for health tech and home improvement, like businesses, companies, consultants, like add a little bit to the audience there. All right. So Joe, I would say you're missing the key thing, which is you want to say what you are first. Franchise consultant. And I work with a lot of franchise consultants, so I'm going to pick on you, Joe. Franchise consultant for, and then the type of corporate professionals. Like, that's the big thing with franchise consultants, is like, for who, right? And what I often tell the franchise consultants is, who have you worked with? Who's your ideal client type? Oh, I love working with pharmaceutical sales reps, or I love healthcare industry corporate executives. Then say like franchise consultant for, pharmaceutical sales reps and healthcare executives, or something like that. And we'll get more into that in a minute about what to go into with the profile. All right, LinkedIn user, grow sales. So that's more like a marketing slogan. Like, I'd want for your headline, like under your name, I would want it to say the service you provide plus the target audience. So it could be something like sales training plus revenue growth for XYZ types of businesses. see what Greg came up with here. Right. See, and this is where I think it gets too much into hyperbole, especially for a LinkedIn headline. I would just say leadership coaching, leadership consulting, leadership training for insert the blank type of executives. That's how clear cut and simple I want this to be. Look at Perry. Yes, that's it. Glory. Perry, you win. Everyone, round of applause. Round of applause for Perry. Bookkeeping and tax services for freelance stenographers. I love how freaking niched that is. If I'm a freelance stenographer and I need a bookkeeper, Perry's my guy. Because I'm identifying as his audience going, oh, you work with people just like me. That's fantastic. Helping, but yeah. So this is more like within the about section, Audra. So you would want your headline under your name and photo there just to say, I'm trying to remember what you said earlier, you do some sort of consulting. Blank consulting for payroll healthcare. Like, so maybe it would be payroll healthcare and retirement consultant for XYZ type of client. And I can keep doing this, but I think you guys are catching on. Oh, this is interesting. Brendan. Okay. Damage appraisal, valuation, and adjusting services. Okay. Assisting regional. That's a lot. That's a lot for. Yeah, I mean, you're close. You're close. So we could definitely refine it. But I like that you're saying up front what the service is, those three things, and then maybe 4 national risk. So it'd be damage appraisal, valuation, and use like an ampersand, adjusting services for national risk managers and carriers. And then you could do / serving Utah. I would take out the nationwide service provided by, you don't need that. But that's really good. Love it, love it, love it. I'll do a couple more and then we're going to put in the next one. But I like what you guys, I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right, Ven, power platform service. I don't know what that means. Small and medium service. That's too generic. And I'm sorry, I'm just being very, not rude, but just blunt. I don't know what power platform service means. So again, if it can't pass the idiot test and I'm an American idiot, dumb it down. Because again, people are going so fast on LinkedIn. If they don't instantly know, like if a kid doesn't understand what you do, they're just going to move on. And again, this is me learning this over 12 years of what really matters. So for example, with Dave, I bet you're a franchise consultant. That's what I'm guessing. So I would start with, again, this is your LinkedIn headline area. So franchise consultant / or franchise consultant for, and then insert a couple of your ideal target audiences. LinkedIn user fueling business success. Yeah, same thing here. We would need to get a little more niched. Okay. Oh gosh, there's a lot of them. I don't have time to go through all these right now. I'll have a Q&A period because I want to get into but you guys are on the right track and hopefully me giving feedback to the first bunch helped. Let me get into the next part of the presentation. I want to talk now, take a deeper dive into your actual profile itself, really focusing on the about section, what to put in there, how to make it pop, how to make it stand out. And it's really going to help you. I'm going to do it through the lens of one of our clients, Catherine Bishop, who has an incredible story. So let me pop that up and let's keep rolling. Really quick with a client of ours, Catherine Bishop. And I love Catherine's story. Literally within 90 days of starting working with me on Done For You LinkedIn Lead Gen, she told me to turn off the campaigns. She's like, stop. I've got too many leads. I got too many clients. This is working too good. Turn it off, which of course is the greatest problem ever. The great part about Catherine's story is her husband actually ended up quitting his day job to come work for her. Right. And 2 years after we stopped working with her, she's still getting new clients. Obviously, the headline is key. And when you look at Catherine's, again, the riches are really in the niches with LinkedIn. So for her, instead of saying Catherine Bishop, CEO, BlackBerry Accounting, or, the business name or whatever it was, or Catherine Bishop, just accountant, I niched it to a certain industry, construction, accounting, and bookkeeping. That's the service and the audience. Construction, payroll, and taxes. That's a service and an audience, right? Tax prep and planning. And notice the visuals. I put in little kind of construction related emojis to really help it, pop visually so she could see, or when a client looked at it, they could see, oh, okay, this is what she does. This is familiar to me. Even her LinkedIn background header that I made for her years ago was a construction job site with the words, right, of the service: construction, accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, and more. So again, think about this, how the riches are really in the niches with a profile. She's all about this targeted niche audience of construction companies, contractors, etc. And the reason it works so well is because of her story. And that's what I want to get into here with the next part of the profile, is really explaining what makes you unique, different, and better, and why a certain audience is going to resonate with you. And now I know one key thing people always bring up is, well, wait, I'm hearing you say the riches are in the niches with LinkedIn, but I don't want to niche myself too much. I can be everything to everybody. Everyone needs an accountant, right? And this is a good example with Catherine. She does accounting for everyone. Like, she can do it for any type of business. Accounting practices and principles are the same, right? In general, tax strategies, saving strategies are the same, even across a niche of small business owners, right? So why would I niche her so much to construction, accounting, and bookkeeping? Isn't she leaving money on the table, right? Isn't this a bad thing if we niche her too much? Well, if you ask her, like, no, right? Like, she has so much business in this one niche. Her husband quit his job to come work for her. She's still getting clients 2 years after not, stopping with us because she had too much business already. The riches are in the niches. And if you just use LinkedIn to really appeal to one or two, maybe three target audiences to really stand out, you can be a big fish in a small pond. So let me explain to you how this actually works and how you can apply it to your profile right now. So as I mentioned, I niched Catherine to the construction audience because of her story. So, I put a lot of it in her actual profile, but again, where she talks about her story, let me get to it. Her dad was a contractor, right? So her dad was a contractor growing up. Her mom was a CPA, match made in heaven. But literally, she had to be on the job sites every weekend for her dad at 8 a.m. So every Saturday, 8 a.m. growing up, that was her place. She had to be on the job site, picking up nails, carrying boards, whatever, helping her dad with his construction business. She literally grew up in the industry. She grew up working in her family's construction business. So if you own a construction business, if you are a contractor, if you are a home builder, how cool is it to know that your accountant literally grew up in the industry and worked for her dad? And oh, by the way, her mom was a CPA that did the books for her dad's business. Now, you want to convey all that in a way that really appeals to your target audience. So let's walk through what that looks like. So the first sentence of your About section on your LinkedIn profile, this is what I love to use. And write this down, take a screenshot, whatever you want to do. Use all capitals to say what I do. And the reason I like all capitals is when we read on LinkedIn, we go up and down very fast, right? So again, you want to have your text stop the scroll and stand out. You're going to do that with these capital phrases like what we do, where you've seen us, and emojis. You can see the emojis here that really pop and show, some different things to illustrate people talking, whatever. But you'll see as you scroll up and down, a lot of white space in some of these all capital letters. So the first line, you want to say what I do, or if you're representing a company, what we do. And then I want you to use this kind of fill in the blank template. What I do, I help your target audience, right, achieve their goal, something they want, by providing my product or service. So it's very simple. For me, I help small business owners and consultants generate leads on LinkedIn and get quality clients by providing done-for-you LinkedIn lead gen, right? Very simple thing. The next part, and again, you can use this template. You can rearrange these sections depending on what stands out most about you. So for example, if you have a bunch of big name clients, a bunch of accolades, a bunch of media credits, then use that. So for example, on mine, right, I've been featured in a bunch of big name publications that will resonate with my target audience. So I'm putting that up high, where you've seen us or where you've seen me, Business Insider, New York Times, etc. Or if you activate client testimonials, you're going to say what clients say, and you're going to put those up high. Now, it depends on your business and what makes you unique, different, and better. So again, with Catherine, she didn't necessarily have a bunch of big name clients or media accolades, so we skipped that. But what she did have was something that made her really unique. So again, this is a fill in the blank. What makes me unique? you explain that. She said, I've got big firm experience working at Deloitte and Duke Energy, which, obviously huge companies, especially in the South. She lives in North Carolina, so everyone knows. Obviously, Deloitte is, international, but Duke Energy is big there, where I implemented projects that saved the company $300 million. Okay. Oh, wow. So at a very big level, she worked on projects that saved, big companies hundreds of millions of dollars. I've even taught accounting at the college level, and I have a CPA and a master's. So right there, you're saying that makes her different than a lot of everyday accountants as she's worked for these big companies. So again, what makes you unique, different, and better? And then we talked about the story, industry experience. And again, notice the unique kind of construction themed emojis to help visually have it pop. And then again, you tell the story, grew up on the contractor sites. As a result, why does this matter? I really have expertise around the unique, industry challenges. It was the same thing for me with the debt collectors. When I first started marketing myself on LinkedIn, I was saying, listen, debt collection agency marketing services, what makes me unique? Having spent 2 years working for the largest trade association in the debt collection industry, I have unparalleled insight into and understanding of the unique challenges debt collection agencies face. And that instantly built trust and rapport because, again, a prospect wants to feel like you've walked in their shoes. So some of the other, elements that you can put into your profile, let's keep going, where you've seen my work. So if you have big name clients, you can list them out and use unique emojis. You can also talk about what makes you unique, which we talked about there. Again, I'm using examples here. Services I provide. So I like listing out the services you provide, again, as a bullet list. And these are services that your clients are interested in. So again, maybe if you're in accounting and CPA, you can say these things: accounts payable and receivable, cash flow analysis, financial reviews, whatever. For Catherine, we did it very construction themed, right? So construction accounting, bookkeeping, construction cost control and job costing. You know what your clients are looking for in terms of services, so you can put it in there. Again, problems I solve, you can even try that. Time management challenges or dysfunctional dynamics. Like, you can list out these bullet lists of items of what you do, the problems you solve. Maybe you want to say benefits my clients realize. So that can be where you talk about these are the benefits they realize. If you're a coach or a consultant, that works with teams and companies, right? Increase this, increase that. Words like increased or improved are great, right? And then an actual tangible benefit, right? Increased productivity, increased profitability. Use that. So who I work with, this is another one. You can then list out the types of audiences. And these are just examples from client profiles that I've rewritten, but you can see how clear cut this is. If I'm scanning up and down, this isn't a resume. This isn't you talking in a third person. It's, oh, okay, this is what they do. This is who they work with. I can self-identify. If I'm a property manager and I see that you work with property managers, I immediately trust you more and you have more credibility because, oh, good, you work with people just like me, right? Or industries I work in, right? You can say, these are the industries I serve and what I do. For client testimonials, put a few of those in, have it say what others say, and just paste that in and use a little talking emoji. It's super important. I see this a lot with testimonials. Use the full name and the company name so that people can actually verify it's a real human. Don't just put like Catherine, accountant, because you can be making that up. So use a real name and then just a simple little call to action. Ready to talk. Here's where to connect, all that good stuff. So again, this all goes in your about section. Your about section and then your experience section. You can see what a difference that makes scanning up and down, being able to see. You can also put in a section, my story, kind of a quick little story, ready to talk. One thing I would really recommend is in your experience section, being able to list multiple audiences. So this is something where, again, you've got your company here and then you're going to have positions. So for me, because I use, different multiple audiences, I've got one experience or position listing for small business owners. I've got another one for consultants and business coaches. It's the same service, but I'm just niching it more to those audiences. So in this one, it's all about small business owners. In this one, it's all about coaches and consultants with specific examples, testimonials, and services for those audiences. This one's for franchise consultants. This one, might be for whatever else. So again, under your experience section, this is how you can hit multiple audiences. You can have, one listing for small business, one listing for consultants. Again, it's the same service in each one, but it's different audiences, different examples, different testimonials. And you, again, find that under experience. Just keep adding positions and you can keep creating that. And that's really what goes into having this client-facing profile, where now when people look at it, they immediately know from looking at your headline and your about section, what's in it for me? What does this person do? Do they work with people like me? What services do they provide? Would I even want to connect with them? All that, goes through a prospect's mind, and you want to answer that question for them up front. So there you go. That's a quick look at profiles. I got more to share with you here in a second. I love it. I love it. This guy's great. I could listen to this guy present all day. All right. So let me know in the comments if that's helpful. I would love a little more homework time. If you want to try this just for the first sentence of your LinkedIn profile, a little quick win alert, try that first sentence, put it in the comments, and I'll rip you to shreds. I'm just kidding. I won't. What I do, all capitals, and then I want you to fill in the blank for me. What I do, I help insert the target audiences get or achieve whatever couple benefits they want by providing, and then say your product or service, right? So if you're a franchise consultant, it could be what I do. I help corporate executives, reinvent them, make a career pivot, find an alternative way to blah, 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 whatever your core benefits are for, franchise consultants for the clients. I know what I'd say if I'm a franchise consultant, what I do, I help corporate executives explore entrepreneurship, ponder a career pivot and something else by providing, industry specific franchise consulting services. You get the idea, but yeah, feel free to put those in. All right. People are popping them in. I love it. What I do, I help businesses harness the power of their data to make informed decisions to drive growth. That's solid. Like, we can sharpen that for sure. What type of businesses? So like, say I help, insert the specific, is it small business? Is it healthcare? Like, get real niche. The riches are in the niches. I like harness the power of data. I know what that means. And then to, instead of make informed decisions and increase profitability, et cetera, et cetera. So those are good. Oh, wow. Jeff came in with a mouthful. All right. What do we got here? What I do, I help IT focus. Yeah, that's too much. It's really hard, isn't it? It's hard to boil it down to a sentence, but it's key. I would just say I help, not organizations, but I help whatever type of businesses. Again, pick 2 businesses or 3 businesses you want more clients to be from, industries. Say that I help X, X and Y organizations. The rest is good. Reduce risk and improve cybersecurity compliance. Great. By creating or by delivering compliance, consulting software and services. And then I would leave the rest. You can put the NIST and all that at the, later, how it works or what makes me different. All right. I love it. Look at Perry coming in strong. Yeah. Solid. Yep. I help this audience with managing these issues. You could even try to put some more benefits in, because managing their federal and state taxes, maybe I help them, save money, reduce stress, eliminate frustration, put some more benefits in there. But I like it. All right, Ro jumped in. I help private equity firms. So it's staffing. Okay, so you do staffing. Okay, so I help private equity firms and corporate leaders increase growth, reduce turnover, and something else by providing top-tier talent solutions. Something like that. So we're getting closer. That's not bad, Brendan. That's not bad. There's so many of these. LinkedIn is a marketing tool. Yep, sales executives, good. It's long, Peg. I'd shorten it. And then Suzanne has a good question. Do I list who I help for several agencies on the tagline? No, I would pick just 2 or 3. I would pick 2 or 3, and then I would just focus on that. I'll do a couple more here. I help authors, great, that's an audience, prepare their manuscripts for publication, okay, by providing editing and proofreading. Yeah, it's not bad. Make it more exciting of what the benefits are, right? I help authors prepare their manuscripts for publication and enhance their chance. Maybe it's I help authors enhance, maybe they already have a publication deal, but I help authors get that done by providing 30 plus years of editing and proofreading services. Like throw a little bit of your experience in there if that plays. This is my favorite. I don't know what I'd do. Welcome to the world. You're a Giants fan. Of course you're lost. Just kidding. Cheap shot. Audra, totally uncalled for. Hold on. Victor the Viking wants to say something. You love Daniel Jones? Really? Okay. All right. These are great. There's tons of them coming in. And I got lots more I want to share. And I appreciate everyone putting them in. I wanted to offer a free resource. I know I went really fast through that. I actually have a complete free template. If you go to nemomediagroup.com, and let's see if I can pull a banner up here. Yeah, so I'm going to show this. If you go to nemomediagroup.com, just open it in a new tab. Don't leave. But you can download this for free on the website, nemomediagroup.com. I also have multiple books up there. You can get digital copies. I got a book for franchise consultants. I got a book for business coaches and consultants. I got the book of books, LinkedIn Riches. These are all free on the website. So if you go to nemomediagroup.com, scroll down a little ways, and then there's like an area or there's a tab on nemomediagroup.com that says free. You can get all this for free. And what we've been focusing on is the ultimate profile template. That way you can just, fill in the blank with all of it. So that's an these are all on Amazon too. If you prefer a hard copy, they're a little shameless self-promotion. I make like 20 cents a book. Come on. All right. So I want to keep going because I know we've got a million comments, lots and lots of these coming in. I love it. All right. So I want to dive in though, in this next section. I want to show you a couple tips again on some of these profile sections. And then I want to get into more about what actually goes into selling on LinkedIn. How do you get people engaged? How do you talk to them? How do you find them? How do you position yourself? So let me dive into that because I think this is going to be a really helpful section for you. So let's go in there. Real quick trick with our friend ChatGPT for your profile page. So, if you're like, I don't know how to pick out the right emojis and how do I get the right ones and how do I do it tastefully and how do I make sure all this looks good? Go into ChatGPT and put in a bullet list. So in this case, basically, let's say these are different types of companies I work with, whatever my service is. And you just have a simple prompt for the bullet list below, insert a unique emoji related to each item it describes. And then you just hit submit and it will spit the list back out and it'll instantly have kind of tasteful emojis, right? So builders, construction, hospitals, business coaches. Now, maybe you don't like that one, so you can tell it to change it, financial planners or banks. So again, you can say, let's go down here and say, I don't like the one for business coaches. Show one with a person. And then it'll try again, right? And then it'll put one in front of, a coach, someone teaching. And then if you're still not sure, what you can do is you can say, give me a list of business-related emojis. And it'll just spit out a ton of them, and then you can copy and paste them. So this is another tip for you where it'll literally say, okay, here's any and all emojis related to business. So then, like, if you're doing something about increased profitability, you can grab that. Or if you want to say consulting, you can get a briefcase, right? So again, you can get ideas from AI to quickly kind of help you organize some of these lists. So we've talked a lot about your LinkedIn profile, and I can go much deeper on that. In fact, here, let me show you a new window. If you want, I have multiple free books on this. So again, just go to nemomediagroup.com and you can actually get the ultimate LinkedIn profile template. That's everything I was showing today. You can actually get a copy of any of my books, right? I've got one for business coaches, franchise consultants. LinkedIn Riches is for small business owners and everyone else. Just click on one of the images and then you can download the free template if you want to go deeper. I don't want to do it all on this call, obviously. If you want fashion advice, I'm here to help. Zuba's pants for life, right? Minnesota Vikings are going all the way. This is our year. Don't stop me. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. So let me come back. Again, if you want more tips, just go to nemomediagroup.com and you can grab more free resources. They're just here on the homepage. So when we talk about LinkedIn, obviously starting with your profile, and we've touched on that. Once that's ready, really all the money on LinkedIn is in the mailbox. This is one of the great things that you're going to feel good about after being on this webinar, is that you don't have to do everything else. LinkedIn has all these different features and all these different things. And I know there's a million and one gurus that are going to tell you, okay, you need to publish 700 pieces of content a day, and you need to go in and comment on everyone's posts, and you need to spend 4 hours a day, liking things and blah, 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 blah. And I'm here to tell you, having done this since 2012, let me just check. I have done this since 2012. I've seen every feature possible on LinkedIn that they've added. You need to, go in and you need to write this many articles, and you need to do short form videos, and you need to do, this and that and this and that. And it's like, I'm just going to tell you, all you need to do is one-on-one messaging. If you want clients, if you want business on LinkedIn, all you need to do is one-on-one messaging. All the money is in the mailbox. So with that said, obviously you need to know who to send your one-on-one messages to. And again, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on how to find your leads on LinkedIn. That could be a whole training in itself. I recommend that you get Sales Navigator, which is an add-on premium product. And then you can go in and you can build lists of all your ideal leads. So you can literally go in and you can tell LinkedIn, I want people, who have this type of job or this job title or this seniority level. They've been in this role for this many years. Even they've recently changed jobs. They've recently posted anything and everything. They went to this school, I mean, there's so many different filters. So it's not hard. It's not a problem to find prospects on LinkedIn. There's over 1 billion people on here. Now you can use the basic search and you get some good filters if you want to start there. I really recommend Sales Navigator. I don't get any stock or any kickbacks. If you're serious about it, and this is what we use for our clients, I would definitely use that. And then again, once you have lists of prospects, you're just going to reach out one-on-one with messages. And I want to spend a lot of time now talking about what goes into a good one-on-one LinkedIn message. This is it. This is the whole package in one simple sentence. The simple secret to generating leads on LinkedIn is you craft a client attracting profile, which we've covered, and then you use personalized one-on-one outreach that puts the real life you into the engagement. So I'm going to show you that next. The final part is also offering some free content that will demonstrate your expertise and helps people get to know, like, and trust you. I'll cover that in a minute. Right now, I want to talk about the one-on-one outreach because we've covered all the different ways you can do it. And I want to explain now, what do you actually put into a one-on-one message and in-mail, etc. So I use this example. Let's say one of the clients we work a lot of times with is franchise consultants. So that's a niche audience here on LinkedIn. They use us for done-for-you LinkedIn lead generation. So what am I going to say to a franchise consultant on LinkedIn to get them to talk to me? Because we know everyone's getting inundated with messages and offers and spam and all that stuff. So first, I'll obviously build a list of franchise consultants, and then I will send literally one sentence, one line. I'll say, hey, name of consultant, can I send you a free digital copy of my book, LinkedIn Lead Gen for Franchise Consultants? And what that is I literally have an ebook I made just for franchise consultants on how they can use LinkedIn. And the whole point of this is I want to demonstrate expertise and show franchise consultants, hey, if you want to use LinkedIn to get leads, I literally wrote a book on it. Like, you can have it for free. So what I do is I literally just offer that as one sentence. Now, I don't do a bunch of personalizing in the first message. The simple reason is, and I know, a lot of people will say to you, well, listen, John, the best thing you can do on LinkedIn is go look at the person's profile and put a bunch of personal commentary in there, talk about, oh, I see you live in Minneapolis and I see, you work here and you went to this school, and all of that is great, by the way. Talk about where I went to college and, high school and, different things I volunteered at. Those are all great, but you don't want to do that first. The reason being, if you reach out to a prospect on LinkedIn and you do all that extra work to hyper personalize your messaging and say, hey, I was looking at your profile. I see you live in Minneapolis. I see you went to this university. Do you still follow the sports team? Hey, it's really cool that you volunteer there. I do that too. I see you live here. How's the weather? All of that's great. And all of that will get people to respond to you. But what if they're not a prospect? What if they don't need your service? What if they're not looking right now? What if they don't want to buy? As my brother-in-law, who's a great salesman, taught me years ago, he's like, I don't need more friends. I need more clients, right? So like you can make friends and do all that, but it's going to take so much time. So what I do, my first message is a qualifier. It is kind of generic, right? But it basically is qualifying them. Can I send you a free digital copy of this free piece of content? Or I'll say, hey, insert their name. Can I send you my best free tips on blank, which is something they would want. So my best free tips on how this target audience can get a benefit they want. So really the one sentence message that you start with is, hey, can I send you my best free tips on blank? Or can I send you this free content I've created that helps you get this outcome? You're wanting to use these messages to qualify. Think about this. If someone says yes, they're interested in the content, now I know they're a lead. Because if they're saying, yeah, I want to know more about how to use LinkedIn to get leads as a franchise consultant, guess what I do? I help franchise consultants get leads. Or if they say, yes, I am interested in tips on how to do ABC, since you provide that service behind those tips, now you know they're interested. That's when I go deeper. So then I'll follow up and say, hey, great. Here's a link to the free content. And then I'll say also, unless LinkedIn is misleading me, because again, sometimes people have things listed wrong on their profiles. I always just cover my bases and say, unless LinkedIn is misleading me, it looks like you live in Chicago, and then I'm a sports guy. So I joke, my apologies in advance if you're a Chicago Bears football fan, right? And now I love sports, so I'm going to gravitate toward that, but there's plenty of other things you can do. You can see, hey, here's the free content. Also, I see you live in Chicago. I'm planning a trip there with my family. Like, just be a real person. Like, what would you say in real life if you met someone from Chicago? What would you ask them? What would you comment about? Would it be the weather, the sports teams, the museums, the universities? Like, you'd have something to say to them. How do you like living in the Midwest? Now, you do that when you know they're interested. So part one of the messaging is, are you even interested in this topic? Do you even want tips on it? Is it even something on your radar? Because you'll have people write back and they're like, actually, I'm retired. I don't use LinkedIn anymore. Well, that's great. That's fine. I can take you off of my list. I don't need to follow up. And again, I didn't spend all the time personalizing the outreach. Now, if this person writes back and says, yes, send over the tips, then I'm going to go look at their profile and I'm going to be able to instantly add some icebreakers. The other thing that we do for clients that I would definitely recommend you do is track all your messaging. So the fortune is really in the follow-up. We create Google Sheets where we track every conversation. So these are all people that I'm talking to on LinkedIn, first name, last name, what their job title is, what campaign they responded to. So I know, I did a campaign offering a case study about this. They responded yes, or they responded yes, they're interested in the book. And then we timestamp everything in terms of, did we offer to book a call? Did we follow up? The fortune's in the follow-up. So for example, if I offer someone a free book and then they say, yes, send it over, I'm going to make sure that I follow up here to see what they thought of the book. And not just once, but I'm going to space out the follow-ups every couple days, whatever. And if they say to me, yeah, I'm going to get to the book on Monday, I'll make a note in here and I'll follow up Monday and I'll say, hey, did you have a chance to check out my book over the weekend, or did Netflix get in the way? Haha, like you do a personal follow-up. Because once someone responds, now you can start having a conversation. Yeah, I loved your book. And then you say, well, what resonated? What did you find helpful? I really like the part about changing the profile. I really need to do that. I'm so embarrassed by my profile. It does read like a resume. Ugh. And then I can say, oh, that's so great. I totally can relate. I'm so glad you found that helpful. Well, do you want more advice on how to do that? Did you know we actually rewrite profiles for you? How can we help? Do you want a course on it? And then that's where you can kind of move people into a sales conversation. So again, we track every single engagement, comments, right? What did they say? I'll give you an example of one for a client. just so you can see, you know, these are all people that we're talking to. These are the campaigns, color coded, right? Which event, which message, did we follow up? Did they book a call? Having a second call, you know, talking to them, you know, do they know them, blah, blah, blah. And then obviously we're pulling emails and phone numbers too, because you can do a warm phone call or a warm email, because you can say, hey, I know we've been bantering on LinkedIn. I thought it might just be easier to call you or email you directly, you know, with the whatever you were looking for. So again, the messaging is very simple. Step one is you really just want to qualify them and you want to offer some sort of free content. And then step two is if they say yes, they're interested in the topic or the tips, you deliver the content and you start personalizing the message. In this next section, I want to talk a little bit about how to actually create the type of content that we're talking about here in terms of what people really want, what works well on LinkedIn to get people saying, yes, I want to read that or see that. Yeah. So again, there's so much more I want to tell you, but the key part of that section was really understanding the nuance of one-on-one messaging. Qualify first and then personalize, because there's, you know, I will see every single day messaging people on LinkedIn and they'll be like, oh, I'm retired. It's like, oh, okay, that's totally fine. I'll take you off my list. But if I would have put all this time in ahead of time and spent 10 minutes looking at their profile and building, you know, relational things, at the end of the day, there's no business to come from that. And it doesn't mean you can't be friendly and all that. Like, we'll talk about that in a second with your content, but that's just a quick tip so you don't feel so overwhelmed. You can still use that approach. So I want to answer a couple quick questions that popped up. So I know Ro asked about emojis. Is there any risk of emojis being considered unprofessional? Not in my opinion, not if you do them tastefully. And I'll actually show you an example of that. That's a great question. Let me make sure. This is my first time using StreamYard, so hopefully I don't blow anything up. Okay, share screen. Let's see if this, I may blow everything up. Okay. Okay, let's see. Share screen. All right, I'm going to share this tab. Hopefully you guys can all see it. Okay, so I'm over on Scott's. Scott's a client of ours, financial, right? But you can see I'm using emojis. They're tasteful, right? So again, what's his headline? Accounting, bookkeeping, and virtual CFO services. That's the service he provides. Who's it for? Target audiences, construction, industrial, distribution, and small businesses. And then we put that in. But even if you go into his profile page, what you can basically see is, again, we're going to use some emojis about the different types of businesses. And then with, you know, quotes and services and things like that. And it's because if you scan up and down, those visuals catch you and they stop you. So again, I know some people get hung up on emojis and, oh, it's not professional and everything else. But the reality is the biggest sin in marketing is to be boring, is to not stand out, is to be bland, is to blend in. And so if you can do this in a tasteful way, and that's why I showed the AI, I think you can do really, really well. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go back to StreamYard. Okay, I think everyone is still here. I didn't blow anything up. All right, okay. And then Dave has a question. Asked for a book, have not received an email yet. You should be getting an email from my system, Dave, if you opted in for one of the free books on the website. If you don't see it, email me, and I'll put my email up right now. It's just john@nemomediagroup.com. So yeah, if you need help, if something's not showing up, if you have a question I didn't get to today, just do that and I'll put that up. Okay, Riley says, why am I showing up as LinkedIn user? That's a good question. It could be your privacy settings. If it's not public, now you're showing up. So maybe now that you turned it on, you're showing up. Let's see here. Brendan has a question. Recommendations, how to approach. Okay. Yeah, so they have to make a big switch. I mean, I would attack that with content. You know, like you got to know who in the organization is going to be in the most pain to want to change. Right? So, who's the person that is like, I'm sick of our current vendor, I want someone else. This is horrible. And then you got to find that person and connect with them on LinkedIn, ask how things are going, ask if they're happy with their current setup, you know, qualify them. Are you happy? Are you feeling good about it? If it's helpful, I'd be happy to share some of my best tips on how to know you're getting a good deal, whatever. Yeah. All right, Dave just emailed me. Cool. Joe got 2 free books. That away, Joe. Take advantage of me. I love it. All right. Dave said that was extremely helpful. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm trying to help, baby. All right. And somebody's, oh, okay. Never mind. Do you have one of my kids is calling. All right. Do you have any kind of automation for the inbox? I can talk about that later. Yes. I will say automation with LinkedIn is, again, publicly, and I'm on LinkedIn right now as I'm doing this. That's technically a violation of the rules and the privacy. Like, so I would never publicly say you should use automation. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time. But yes, somebody said great stuff. All right. Dripify. Yeah, I don't want to get into automation tools right this second because I have another section I want to train on because I really think this next section will be super, super helpful. So let me take this banner down. If you have more questions as we go, post them in the comments and I'll come back on after this next section and answer them live. And then I have some thoughts too. But I want to dive in here. I want to share a little bit of my best practices and ideas for what type of content to use, right? Because we've talked about, oh, this is a good one. Give me all your money, Riley. Riley's asking, what do you charge? Do you have access to a Brinks truck? Do you have fat stacks of cash? Back it up to the front door. Beep, beep, beep. I'll be waiting for the Brinks truck. We could definitely talk about that, Riley. Everything I do is custom. So if you want done for you, done with you, if you want an online course, email me, john@nemomediagroup.com, or send me a LinkedIn message and we can kind of start the process. I need to know like what you're looking for and all that good stuff. But man, yeah, I'll take your money, Riley. Your money's good. Get the wallet out, baby. All right. One more question. Yeah, I like that, Graham. One of the things with LinkedIn, I like getting people off of LinkedIn and onto my email list, onto a phone call. So there's a whole other strategy with that we can talk about too. I will check with our team, Jeff, about templates for Google Sheets. I'm sure we do. I don't know that we normally give them out because they're pretty proprietary, but all right, good. Riley, I'm looking for that Brinks truck. I can't wait. All right, so before I forget, let me get into this final kind of training section. Somebody says super valuable. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I want to talk about content because, again, I know it can feel so overwhelming when you're trying to pump all this content on LinkedIn every single day. And what I'm going to tell you in this next section, this next training is you just need one piece. You need one type of content and you can use it over and over and over and over and over again with these one-on-one messages. So without further ado, let's dive into that. About what type of content to offer people on LinkedIn. Remember, the money's in the mailbox. It's in these one-on-one messages, and you're going to offer some sort of free content, free tips, etc. What should it be? Should it be a video? Should it be a podcast? Should it be, a blog post? Should it be a newsletter? And here's the thing. I've done all of that. We've done it all for myself and for my clients over the last 12 years. Done for you podcasts, YouTube channels, videos, webinars, blogs, articles, you name it, right? I have found time and again across every vertical, every industry, the number one thing that gets the most yes replies on one-on-one LinkedIn messages far and away right now, and it's been that way for multiple years, is ebooks. And when I say ebook, this is what I mean. It's basically a PDF that is really well written and designed that tells your story and demonstrates expertise. So again, this is an example of Jim, a franchise consultant we work with, what it really takes to succeed in franchise ownership. So this was free content that he offered to corporate executives who were curious about franchising. And it starts with Jim's story, right? Like many great entrepreneurial journeys, mine started with some late night pizza, right? And he talks about his corporate career and, you've got real authentic photos of him. That's the other thing. You want these ebooks to be you, not stock art, not stock images, but the real life you telling your story, but then also demonstrating expertise. So another example is Carrie Ann Golliver, another franchise consultant we've worked with, where she's going to tell you her story. Here's a guide to navigating, the investment opportunities with franchise consultants. And again, tell your story. So Carrie Ann's ebook starts with, I figured my brother-in-law just had too much wine during dinner. Instead, the phrase he blurted out changed my life. Whoa, what's going on, right? So tell a great story, explain, what happened, tell some tales from the trenches, and then really, help people understand who you are, what you do, why you're the expert at this, and then how and what they can learn from it. And so we've done this across so many different industries, executive presence, sales trainings, right? Female executives, for coaches, leadership ebook. This is one of my favorites. Just the cover is so cool that our designer did. Business and personal growth examples. And again, having great storytelling. Now, these are all ebooks I've written for clients, but you get the idea, right? My career started with a lie. I was 17 years old, boom, whoa, like you got to hook people with a good story. And then again, use real authentic photos, and then demonstrate expertise, leadership principles, leadership lessons, etc. Now, you can also do case studies. You can, do how-to books, like how to make your law firm profitable and fulfilling, right? This is a coach for, attorneys and law firm owners, all about placing you as an expert. So here's another example where we've got a client that does, luxury homes in Arizona. So guess what? We're going to showcase that, but we're also going to niche it to a target audience. So in this case, we're saying it's for out-of-state realtors, the out-of-state realtors guide to high-end home design. Because you think about people, in the Midwest or East Coast or, wherever they want to build a luxury home in Arizona, they're going to go to their local real estate agent and say, do you know anyone? How do I build a home in Arizona? The idea now with LinkedIn and this client is they're going to use LinkedIn. They're going to reach out to high-end realtors around the country and offer this free ebook. Hey, do you have any, clients that are interested in building a home in Arizona, a vacation home, a second home, whatever? If so, we're happy to share this ebook we put together that gives you all these tips. And again, this ebook goes into depth and shares their process and shares their tips. And then it also shares the story of this company and how they have become, this leader in building homes. So again, that's why I love ebooks is, again, it can be on any topic. Real estate, it can be super niched to your audience. Again, we've done them for everything you can think of, right? Investing, attorneys, retirement planning, 1031 exchanges. Listen, if I can write ebooks about 1031 exchanges, anything is possible. A great ebook is going to do two things. It's going to tell your story so that people get to know, like, and trust you. And it's going to demonstrate expertise so they actually can walk away from it going, oh, okay, well, if I did want to explore franchise ownership, I actually got some tips in here of what to look for and how to do it and everything else. And again, that's the same thing I'm doing with my ebooks when I say to people, hey, do you want a free copy of my book, LinkedIn Riches? It's all about how, small business owners can use LinkedIn, and I'll send you a free digital copy. And what you're going to see is, again, these are the types of replies I get on LinkedIn. They read your book. You did a great job with the book. I want to talk to you. Please send me your calendar and set up a Zoom. Here's why this works. Think about this. If you contact someone on LinkedIn, and again, your first message isn't, I want to meet with you. It isn't a sales pitch. It's, can I offer you some free tips? Can I offer you some free content aimed at solving a problem you have? And they say yes. And if your content delivers on that promise, if it actually does a good job educating them, showing them how to do something, helping them understand how to solve a problem, and it tells your story, and they get to know, like, and trust you because they relate to your story, your journey, your tales from the trenches. Now, by the time they actually get on the phone with you or do a Zoom with you, they've gone through, a 3, 5, 10,000 word ebook all about you. They've already kind of warmed themselves up. They already come in feeling like they know, like, and trust you. And that's why it's so important to qualify prospects with content. Because again, it makes your job much easier than, well, okay, we connected on LinkedIn and I booked a call, and who are you and what do you do and what makes you unique and different and why would I listen to you and do you even know what you're doing? Have you worked with people like me? Blah, 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 blah. All of that can be answered in that content. So again, that's the one piece of content that you need. You just do it over and over and over again. You take the same ebook and you just offer it again and again and again to prospects on LinkedIn. The beautiful thing about this I love is you don't have to create 50 status updates every day, and you don't have to do, short form videos every day, and you don't have to publish 100 blog posts and all this. You just need one good piece of content that people will be able to read and consume that really helps illustrate who you are, what you do, and why you're good at it. And then you just follow up with them until they read it and go through it. And then they're like, yeah, this is really good. It really resonated. I'd love to see how you could help me with the same thing. So I hope that comes as a relief that you don't have to do all this. Again, if you are publishing tons of content on LinkedIn, and I publish lots of stuff, newsletters, articles, videos, all kinds of stuff. It doesn't hurt you one bit. None of this will hurt you. It's just a lot of work, and it doesn't lead directly to paying clients. Even my own stuff, I publish all the content because it's just good to have awareness and be visible and be out there. But what moves the needle, even for me to this day, is one-on-one messaging. Period. End of story. So that's really what I want to drive home. And as we finish up, I want to just say the 3 key things, if I go back to, my own advice on the secret sauce, it's simply step 1 is having a client-facing profile. And I've given you some tips on how to do that. There's more resources. Step 2 is finding your prospects and doing that one-on-one messaging with that simple kind of one line, one sentence thing where you basically say, do you want these free tips? And then offering some sort of free content that demonstrates your expertise and helps people get to know, like, and trust you. If you do that, if you just do the simple 3 steps in here, you're going to have more business than you know what to do with. And you can wear a popcorn bucket on your head if you want bonus points, right? But I hope that gets you fired up. I hope that gets you inspired to really look at LinkedIn differently, to understand what's possible. And most importantly, to go back to the premise of this whole thing, it's going to help you generate leads on LinkedIn without having to be spammy, irritating, or annoying. Because again, you're not doing anything that would irritate people. All you're doing is you're reaching out to people one-on-one, you're offering content in one sentence, you're asking permission. Notice in these messages, I'm not including the ebook. I'm not assuming the person wants the ebook. I didn't include the PDF. I didn't include a download link. I asked permission so they can just very politely say, no thanks, not for me, not interested, I'm retired, whatever. Nobody ever gets mad at this. No one's getting mad at this one line of, oh, you want to send me free tips? How dare you, right? Like, there's nothing about this that is going to be spammy or pushy or sleazy. Or again, you're not asking for anything. You're not asking for an appointment. You're not asking for them to fill out anything. You're just simply saying, are you interested in this topic? Can I send you tips? If they say yes, then you nurture it along, move it forward. So I hope that fires you up. I would love to hear your thoughts on all this. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right, I'm back live. Well, I mean, I have been live the whole time. But yeah, definitely I want to do a couple quick things as we kind of wrap up. And I know we're over time a little bit, so I totally understand that. But if you want help, email me. So, or send me a one-on-one LinkedIn message. John@nemomediagroup.com is the email. Just put in the subject line something like need help or let's talk or LinkedIn or something, just so I know it's who you are. And then, just say, hey, I saw your thing today or whatever. I want to talk to you. I'd love to help you, right? So I can help you all these different ways, from, all the different free books here, right? To we've got online courses. We do work with clients. We do work for you. And again, just depending on what level of service you're looking for, obviously would love to, see if we can be of service and be of assistance. So again, if you want some help, if you have more questions that we haven't answered, I think the easiest thing is just to send me an email, john@nemomediagroup.com, or send me a one-on-one LinkedIn message. Although that gets a little chaotic with all the messages, I'll eventually find it too there, obviously a LinkedIn guy. And then if you want some of the free resources we talked about today, just go to nemomediagroup.com. There's also contact info on there. You can learn more about the services, and I'll show you more of that in a second as well. But again, I want to make sure that I got that out there so people know how to contact me directly. Oh, this is good. Somebody wants to know if I can sing the Super Bowl Shuffle. The Super Bowl Shuffle. Yeah, I love the 85 Bears. Who doesn't, man? Bring back Dicka. Bring back the fridge. All right. So a couple questions. And if you have questions, I'll stick around and do a little bit of live Q&A. So if you have questions that I didn't get to earlier, put them in the comments and I'll post them here and answer. Amy, good question. You don't have to be connected to people before you can offer. I mean, LinkedIn, ideally, the perfect situation is you connect with someone and then you're able to send unlimited one-on-one messages. So that's the ideal scenario, is connect first, then message one-on-one. But you can also do in-mails. You can also do open profile messages, which are free in-mails. You can do paid ones. You can do group messages. I have actually my LinkedIn newsletter shows all that. And I can link to that to remind me. Well, I'm going to always post a comment. Thanks, Diane. Keep the comments coming. We'll put them up here. All right. Oh, well, look at this. Unsolicited. Cindy. Cindy is one of our amazing clients. Oh, this is great. This is so nice. Oh, geez. Well, Cindy, don't make me blush over here. Cindy has been one of my favorite clients. And I actually was showing her ebook earlier. What I loved about Cindy, Cindy is a franchise consultant that we've engaged with that we're helping generate leads on LinkedIn. And what was really cool about Cindy and her story was, when I met with Cindy and interviewed her, one of the things that really stood out to me about Cindy and her journey, her professional journey, was reinvention and not being afraid to try new things and going skydiving and doing all these different things. And so we actually created an ebook, like I talked about, for Cindy that leads with skydiving, right? It has skydiving on the cover and it's got a photo of Cindy skydiving. And it's all about, if you're not willing to, embrace challenges and be adventurous and stuff, like you're missing out on life. And so one of the cool things that Cindy has reported back to us is that ebook has really helped people who were maybe looking at a different consultant in her area switch to Cindy because they liked her story better. And that's the power of a good ebook and storytelling in your content, is people are going to resonate with your story. They're going to say, does this person I'm reading about or watching feel approachable, authentic, genuine? Would I, vibe with them? Would we get along well? Right. And so I love this from Cindy. This is fantastic. I didn't pay you to do this, but this is great. Thank you. Graham wanted to ask about the algorithm change. LinkedIn's constantly changing. I'm rewriting this book again. I first wrote it in 2014. I'm going to be putting a new revised version out. And the thing about LinkedIn is they're going to constantly change. So like the latest thing now is short videos or reels, right? They've made it like a native feature on the LinkedIn app mobilely, where short form video is all the rage and everyone's going to tell you that. And I guess my 2 cents on the LinkedIn algorithm change is we cannot control it at all. They change it all the time. Basically, the way it works, at a high level is, say you're connected to 1,000 people. Just because you publish a piece of content on LinkedIn does not mean all 1,000 people who are connected to you see it. It doesn't work that way. Their algorithm will just show it to maybe 10 of those people. And if they like it, engage with it, and share with it, maybe they'll show it to more. And then if more people like it, they'll share it with more. And so it's kind of like a slot machine, the LinkedIn algorithm. I don't care what anyone tells you or promises you. It's a slot machine. So you're putting quarters in every day, publishing content. Now there's best practices, right? Like you can say, well, if I do a viral story, or if I, my most popular posts on LinkedIn are stories, authentic photos. And the simple formula I use for LinkedIn status updates is personal story plus a business lesson is the content. That works really well, but the algorithm's going to constantly change. There's really no way to stay on it. All right, more compliments. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Hold on, I'm going to separate my shoulder, pat myself on the back. Good question from Royce. Are you capturing anything when they download the ebook? I am, yes. And so we also do that for clients. So if you've set up like an opt-in funnel or like a landing page, when you have a person, the way that I do it on LinkedIn logistically is, if you say yes to my LinkedIn message, you want my ebook, I typically will go to your LinkedIn profile, go to your contact info, grab your email, and I'll opt it into my little funnel. Or I will, basically ask you for your email or send you the landing page, and I'll capture your info that way. And the reason is, what I'll say to people on LinkedIn is, and this is what we do for clients, is, hey, awesome, here, I'll attach the ebook as a PDF to this LinkedIn message. I'll also send it over to the email I found associated with your LinkedIn account. I know sometimes email is easier to grab resources, whatever. So yeah, we will bring in that information, because if someone says yes, they're interested in your content, to me, that's permission to send an email or even call them. Like, you can have a warm phone call. You can say, hey, I know we've been bantering on LinkedIn. I sent you an ebook. I saw your phone number on your profile. I thought it might just be easier to call you. Like, just want to follow up on the ebook. Was it helpful? Like, people don't mind. It's a warmer call than just, I'm calling you because I bought your name off a list. So good stuff. All right. Stefan says, thanks for everything. You're welcome. You're welcome. Ooh, I like this. Football talk. The Vikings are, they do, don't sleep on us. Victor is here. Victor the Viking. what's that? Sam Darnold's the greatest. Kevin O'Connell's the quarterback whisperer. I knew it was true, Victor. I actually have a t-shirt that says, it has the Minnesota Vikings color and logo, and it says disappointed since 1961. Every year we get our heart broken. We've never won the Super Bowl. If we ever do, I'm shutting her down. The whole state will shut down. We'll be done. Minnesota's good. We'll just die. We'll be fine. But I'm very hopeful. 49ers are amazing. They'll be back. All right. So glad to hear that, Manuel. Thank you. People are saying they have a lot of work to do. So love this. Okay. So again, next steps for you. If you haven't already, just send me an email, john@nemomediagroup.com. I would love your feedback, good, bad, or ugly, on the presentation. Did you find it helpful? Is there other stuff you want addressed? I'm going to be doing these regularly. So, send me an email, give me your feedback. If you want help, if you want to see how we can help you via the book, the online course, done for you services, we do all that. So just send me an email and just say let's talk or something in the subject line, and my team and I can follow up with you. Actually, while I'm thinking of it, let me show you a couple of things. And I got more comments. All right, people are saying thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, so let me actually show you, now that I'm an expert, I'm going to just walk through a little bit with screen sharing. Okay, so I'm going to actually share my tab here. This is our website. So I just want to walk you through where to find everything. So again, this homepage, you can scroll down and you can get the free books here. So if you just click on one of the books, it'll open a new tab and it'll actually let you opt in or whatever. And then also, if you want to work with us, click on the Work With Us button or the menu item. And then it's going to have a whole page that will kind of explain what we do, what our program is all about. Really, I think the key thing too with this is what makes it different. Like with our LinkedIn services, you actually get 7 agencies in one, which is like, people are like, wait, what? So I'll explain that in a second. But we do everything super custom. There's lots of great testimonials here. We do 7 different agencies for you. So like you get the LinkedIn lead gen. We do content for you. We do audience growth and scaling. We book you on podcasts. We do a whole branding. We actually consult with you to help you on your pricing, your offers, etc. We do design. So we'll do, audio and video design, ebooks, all of that to support kind of what you're doing. We've actually got a great calculator. I put this together just of how much time it saves. I'm going to actually share this tab instead. So this is crazy because the average client, we save them something like 220 hours a month in everything we're doing. The thing about it is you think about all the pieces that go into it and all the people that you have to hire, right? And all the value. There's just a lot to it. So again, if that's something where you're in that place where you're like, I want to see if you guys can just do this for me, even if it's just your LinkedIn profile, go through this page. Look, Cindy's on there. See? There she is. Love it. And I hope Bentley the dog enjoyed it, Cindy. Cindy's a dog person. We love dog people. Then there's a form at the bottom here that basically, if you just hit the start button, it's just a little type form. And if you can tell us more about what you do, then we can kind of get back to you and say, hey, let's talk live. And we've got some ideas and all that. So again, all that's available for you. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so screen share dropped. That's fine. Brennan, nice. I really appreciate that. That's nice. I always take an unsolicited shout out for the online courses, which is great. Thank you, Suzanne, for the nice words. Thank you, Peggy. That's so nice. You guys are the best. Okay, so I want to say thank you to everybody. Tech Gods willing, I'll have a replay of this. If you haven't already, send me an email, john@nemomediagroup.com. or visit the Nemo Media Group website. There's a form there you can fill out if you want to talk with us, or just send a LinkedIn message. And again, feedback, whatever it might be, definitely want to bring value and help. I think really we overthink things with LinkedIn. It's a very simple process: client-facing profile, one-on-one messaging, and one good piece of content will get you miles ahead of the competition. And best of all, it'll be in a way where it's not spammy, it's not pushy, it's not, oh, I don't like this. It's very just permission-based, friendly. You put your personality out there, and it's what works. And I think the reason is we're all human, And we forget that with digital marketing, you're still talking to a human being on the other end. And I know that's why it works so, so well. So thank you, everybody. I hope you guys had fun. Go Vikings. This is our year. I will be doing one of these again soon. If you want more of them, email me, let me know. And we'll definitely, get some more on the schedule. But until then, I'm going to end the live stream. Hopefully get a recording out. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. Have a great weekend.